Terrorism, the Niger Delta at it again. The wave of bombings in the Niger Delta since the past week by a terrorist group that goes by the name the Niger Delta Avengers has assumed a very dangerous dimension that is capable of threatening the sovereignty and cohesion of Nigeria. This assault on the sovereignty of Nigeria is compelling for the President of Nigeria and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces to come up with measures to put out this economic-driven rebellion that serves nobody's interest, including the interest of those they claim to be protecting. No leader protects his people by first killing them through pollution and environmental degradation. The President of Nigeria must act now by moving in swiftly to occupy the creeks of the Niger Delta in order to contain these rampaging incidents of bombings before it gets out of control. We know those who are responsible for this, and the president cannot say that he doesn't know those who are responsible for these waves of bombings. It is the work of disgruntled politicians who have lost out of the scheme of things and who are scared of being questioned about their corrupt past that are responsible for this. In addition to the spearheads of previous hollow agitation for the emancipation of the Niger Delta people. These agitations have done nothing but worsened the living conditions of the people, especially of the Ijaw race. Case in point, we have made a few rogue billionaires out of the Niger Delta struggle. Asari Dokubo and Tompolo must first account to the people the source of their stupendous wealth, with which they are now using to threaten the sovereignty of Nigeria. It would have been great if this agitation is based on intellectual argument for the re-emancipation of the Niger Delta people without resorting to the use of violence that has caused or is causing more harm to the present and damaging effects on the future of the Niger Delta people, especially the Ijaws, who have for over the period of 6 years, when their son was the president and commander-in-chief of Nigerian armed forces, benefited nothing. So now, it makes one wonder what this vengeance is for. What are they avenging for? The people of Ijaw must realize that this new wave of bombing can bring untold hardship on them today and deep into their future. If they have a clear understanding of basic science, of the effects of environmental pollution arising from blowing up of oil and gas pipelines. Each time a pipeline is blown up, the crude goes up in flames. It comes up with thick plumes of flames that forms clouds loaded with radioactive particles which cause various diseases, especially cancers of various forms. That is the stupidity in this senseless and lack of knowledge agitation for the emancipation to death of especially the Ijaw people. The Ijaw man on the street appears not to have enough knowledge, enough understanding of the consequences of what these rogue rats are bringing upon them, and as such should move to put an end to this. You all know where they hide. You should give security agencies credible information so that they can arrest them and make them to face trial for crimes against humanity and for economic sabotage. The leaders of these gangs are no different from the leaders of the previous gangs. Tompolo, Asari Dokubo, they have made so much money in the past. And I wonder why the Ijaw people, the common Ijaw people who are still suffering, they are poorer than the rest of Nigeria, why they are not asking these two people questions about the economic gains they derived from using them to launch attacks against their own country. Asari Dokubo has a university in the Republic of Benin, as we hear. Tompole has multi-million dollars stashed in foreign accounts. And we hear that he has a private jet. This is a school dropout. And this makes me to really wonder, especially about those who went to university that are being led by these blind men who are school dropouts. What use is your education if you allow riffraff to push you around to do things that you would not normally do? The government of Nigeria should move fast and not go into any negotiation with terrorists. They need to be smoked out. Yes, it's going to bring pain to the immediate communities when the soldiers come with their jackboots. This is a price to pay for times like this. And it is compelling for the Nigerian government to do it now or regret later for their inaction. God bless Nigeria.